Okay, friends, we are now at the part that I know a lot of you have just been waiting on and super excited to start. We are now going to talk about shooting the basketball. But before we begin talking about shooting, I just want to remind you that yes, putting the ball in the hoop is important. It does score points for your team or for yourself. But what's more important is being able to dribble the basketball well. Why? Because in the game of basketball, friends, you got to move the basketball around. And there's really only two ways to do that. One is to pass. The other, which is the most important, is to dribble the basketball. Okay? So you got to get the basketball in a position or spot close enough to shoot it. And you can't walk with the basketball. You can't run with the basketball. You have to dribble or pass it. And so don't forget, dribbling, boys and girls, is super important. Always keep practicing on your dribbling, okay? So now let's talk about shooting the basketball. Now, Coach has been around for a while. I've seen a lot of boys and girls grow up, and I see a lot of them shoot the basketball, some the right way, but a lot I see shooting it the wrong way. And so it's not about just throwing the basketball up there, friends. Anybody can just throw or toss the basketball up. That's not really shooting the basketball. So I'm going to introduce a word to you that's going to help you remember how to put your body in the right position to get off the best possible or the straightest shot. And that word, friends, is beef. Beef. Coach, are you talking about the stuff that we put on our dinner plates and we cut with a knife and we order from a steakhouse? Yes and no. Yes, in that it is spelled exactly the same, B.E.E.F. But no, because we're not talking about the meat that we eat. We're using it as an acronym to help us remember the letters that will help us put our bodies in the right position. And so the first letter, B, stands for bending. And if you remembered what we talked about in our warm-up about the triple threat, putting it in your pocket, you will automatically be in the bend that you need to be. And so first letter, B, stands for bend. Right there, right there. You want to bend at the hip, bend at the knees. Try to keep your lower back as straight as possible, chest up. And so that is B, B for bend. Second letter, E. Second letter E stands for elbow. Wait a minute, you mean to tell me we're shooting the ball with our elbow? No, not quite. Elbow is important because you want to have your shot be as straight as possible. And so if you teach yourself after you bend, second letter E, have your elbow right in line with your knee, just like Coach has right here. Elbow right there. And so why is that elbow being in line with your knee so important? I want you to see the two ways that I'm going to shoot the basketball. One will be the right way. B, E, elbow. Shoot the basketball. Did you see how straight it went? Did you see how my shot went straight up, straight down? Now watch the wrong way. This time I'm going to have my elbow out this way. And I'm going to go up to shoot the basketball. Did you see where my hand went? Because when you put your elbow out, look what happens to your hand. It's no longer straight. And so we want to keep our shot or the ball going in a straight line. So you have to straighten up your elbow. And so second letter E stands for elbow. Third letter, E, stands for eyes. So after you have B, bend down, E, checked your elbow, third letter, E, you want to look up and have your eyes at the basket, okay? And so here we go. B, bend. E, elbow. E, eyes. Last letter F stands for follow through. So when you follow through, you want to unbend, you want to go up, let the ball go, push it away, and you want to hold your hand until the ball either hits the rim, goes through the rim, or it has reached its maximum height and is now coming down, okay? Too many times I see boys and girls shoot the basketball, and as soon as it leaves their hands, they drop their hands. Here's why that's a bad thing, friends. Let's say coach is right here and I'm shooting the basketball and I accidentally hit the bottom of the rim. So if it hits the bottom of the rim, boink, it's coming straight back. And it could come straight back and hit me in the head. Now, if my hand is down, I'm going to get hit. But if my hand is up holding my follow through, I have a chance to block it or catch it again. Okay? So that's why it's always smart. Plus, it gives your shot the very best chance of going in. Okay? So when we say F, we're talking about follow through. So your hand is going to, after the ball leaves it, your hand is going to follow and continue to push forward and pretend that you are putting your hand through the hoop. So that's what we mean by follow through, friends. Okay, you ready to see it all together? So I'm going to show it to you, and I'm going to slow it down so you can see all of the parts. Bend, elbow, eyes, follow through, just like that. So now, coach just wants to really quickly talk about where to put your hands on the ball. And so whenever you're bending and you're getting your elbow right, you want to always make sure that your hand is under the ball and give yourself the 2-finger check. If 2 fingers can fit in this little hole, you're doing good. Also, you want to have your fingers spread as much as possible for your shooting hand. So it's underneath, finger check. What to do with the other hand, you ask. For the other hand, also spread your fingers and have it on the side. So that's just there to make sure the ball doesn't wobble or wiggle. But you really don't need this hand to push with, okay? So when you shoot a basketball, friends, you're only shooting with one hand, not 2, okay? So this is your shooting hand. This is just the hand to make sure it doesn't wiggle or wobble out. And so when you go up and you follow through, this hand stays right at your eye level right there. This hand doesn't go up with it. Once you get here, let go and follow through and shoot with the one hand. Remember, if your shot's not going as high as you want, you will get more power to get it up higher from who remembers? Right, your hips. Your hips is where the power is. So if you're having trouble getting it up that high, that means you're going to have to bend down a little lower and explode a little harder, okay? Okay, and so those are the tips for shooting, friends. But don't forget, it always starts triple threat, right? Keep it in your pocket, bend, and then you go from there, right? Elbow, eyes, explode out of the hips, shoot the ball, hold it, follow through. And then the more practice you get, the better you'll become as a shooter, okay?